What's up, everybody? This is Henry Fleischer here from the Cannabis Dispatch, also the CBD Business Networking Group, and I have some very special guests today. I have Ryan Lafferty and Michael Myers of Green Remedy CBD. So tell us a little bit more about Green Remedy CBD.
So Grand Remedy CBD, we started, Mike and I started this company about 5 years ago. We've been friends for almost 20 years, and we had been, meeting together, talking about other things. We were both business owners in the past, and we had kind of met together to kind of discuss, just what the next step was in our journey. And I was having some issues with my eyes, and his son was having some issues with some eczema things from playing hockey, and we were just sort of lamenting about our struggles. And I had been, just kind of talking through some things, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you try this CBD thing?" And it really kind of changed my life. And there's stories written about it, but I had some retinal detachments in both of my eyes, and then that kind of led to super high eye pressure, and I started taking Grand Remedy. I started taking CBD, and it's literally lowered my eye pressure significantly, and kind of helped save that. And that's when we kind of got started and got into it, because we really wanted to help people, and we're entrepreneurs at heart. And we thought, we could keep buying this stuff from other people, or we could kind of jump into the market and manufacture it and make it our own. And that's kind of what we did, because we really felt that there were a lot of good products on the market, but there were also a lot of products that we didn't know and trust. And so we wanted to kind of make our own path and make our own thing. And we really have this mantra and the model at Grand Remedy as, whatever that we produce, we're gonna give to our families and our friends. And if it's not good enough, we just keep and find a different way. So that's kind of how we started, and kind of how we got into the game, and why we're passionate about it, because we not only manufacture it, but we use our product all the time.
Oh, that's awesome right here. I'm curious too, because you guys mentioned you were business owners before. So what type of businesses did you guys run?
So I owned a statewide repossession company for 15 years. And I've kind of switched over into the industry as I saw the auto industry kind of tailing back, and got into it. And Ryan has owned a couple of different marketing and branding companies, and then he also teaches at Grand Valley and Notre Dame and Kendall School of Art and Design in Grand Rapids here, doing branding and marketing. And so it was kind of a perfect fit for us together to kind of form a small company to start branding out different types of products, and one of those was CBD.
Oh, wow. Is that the only business you guys are currently running too?
No, we have a number of them.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's awesome. And so you did touch a little bit about too, like you saw like how CBD affected you in a positive way. So you were like, hey, was that the reason why you got into the business? Like seeing like, hey, this helped me a lot, I want to go help others.
Yeah, definitely. That was how we got into the CBD market. Is we were using it ourselves, and we wanted to make sure that we had a quality product that was tested and that used organic ingredients, and we knew what was in there, and that was safe for us, and then the people that we love, and then our customers. And then as you mentioned, we also have a couple of other businesses in the cannabis space. We have a design and build firm that we have, and then we're also have we're just about to launch our THC line as well. So yeah, we've been in the space for a while, and have our fingers in a lot of different areas.
Oh, what was the toughest thing you went through when you first opened up Green Remedy CBD?
Payment processing. I'll take that, Ryan. That was before Square was friendly, right? And so just trying to be able to even take credit cards online, right? Like that was a hurdle every day. You didn't know who was going to yank the rug out from underneath you and not give you the availability to sell your product. There's been huge strides in that space, thank goodness. But yeah, that was by far the largest hurdle we had, because if you can't accept money for your product, you're not selling it. Then you're just running a, yeah.
Oh, I got
you. Yeah. And then advertising too on my side, right? So you can't Facebook is really limited, just and other places, right? Advertising it and trying to get the word out is tough, right? But yeah, definitely payment processing has been our struggle.
Oh, payment. Okay, got it. And another thing too, like how have your past experiences as business owners prepared you when you're opening up Green Remedy?
Oh, for me, it was the persistence of the ups and downs of the business. So where I came from in the auto industry, I got into repossession in 2006, right before the crash. And so I had the availability to kind of scale there and prepare myself and weather the storm. And that's kind of what we're able to do in this space also. CBD has taken a different route over the last couple of years. We've seen the price of distillate and isolate drop in half over the course of an 18-month period, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because it definitely affected the market overall. Definitely saturated it and made it a little bit more competitive to do business. You had to have a quality product now on the market to be able to. So I guess to answer your question, it was the war of attrition of everyday grind or the everyday grind that you have to put in to make your end goals. So
got it. Is there anything you would do differently if you had to start Green Remedy over again, knowing everything you know now?
Yeah, I was going to let you jump on that one, Ryan.
Yeah,
but no, when we started Grand Remedy, we oversaturated ourselves. So we put too many SKUs out there. So we had a 250, a 500, a 750, and 1,000, and then we had 6 different product lines.
8.
So we really. 8, sorry, technically. So we really kind of made our brand so hard to manage because everybody wanted something different. And so we since then have kind of scaled it down and dropped it down to 500 and 1,000s in the full spectrum and 2,000s. And then in the isolate, we're only utilizing the 1,000 milligram tincture at this point. So that's definitely something we would have started differently. We spent a lot of money on labels and bottles on products that we ended up at the end selling for
pennies.
Make your money back prices.
Right.
So
yeah, I guess we were really excited, and not only too many SKUs that we came out with, but we also experimented with a lot of different products, which was good. But we've really narrowed down kind of our core niche of what we know sells. So we probably wouldn't do it. I don't know if it would have done different, but definitely hindsight is very, I mean, I think it was good to go through some of that stuff, but yeah, definitely wouldn't have offered quite the array of products that we had right out of the beginning. And
we got a lot of labels sitting in the basement on the shelf at the shop, Henry, that will never get used.
Right.
And those labels weren't free,
Right.
So it's just some of those things that we were naive when we got into the space. We wanted to help everybody. And so we tried to come up with a product to suit everybody. And I think we kind of overexposed ourselves a little bit. So
yeah, got it. What'd you say is the toughest part about being in business in 2021?
Oh, I would say the market, right? I mean, there's so many different companies out there, and I would say there's even on the CBD side, right? There's very different types of companies, right? So we at Grand Remedy, we're very specific on, again, we use pharmaceutical grade MCT oil. We use all natural ingredients. Our CBD isn't flavored with different flavors. We let the ingredients and the herbs kind of do that for us. So we have one that all of ours are remedy specific, right? So for pain or for sleep or for inflammation or for mood, right? So ours is a little different in how we do that, how we market it, and the customers that we attract and the retailers that we sell to. So I think that, there's a really interesting piece there about quality. I think that, so there's that side, but then just on the flip side, I think the market is so saturated right now. And as Mike said, we've seen a big shakeout in different companies in the last couple of months. So I think that's a big challenge for us, is kind of separating ourselves from, from everyday companies, and then just sort of hanging on and providing really great products at a reasonable price. And then keeping up with the demand and the fluctuation, right? Like right now, to supply chain issues are affecting not just us, but everybody. So bringing stuff in, shipping our products that are available, our resources, our ingredients, all those things they're starting to loosen up a little bit now as the pandemic is kind of cresting and the shipping is getting back up and opening. But yeah, those are a lot of things we're seeing right now.
Oh, wow. And yeah, if somebody was to choose between your business and 3 others just like yours, why would you suggest they go with you first?
Well, I think a couple of things. I think we're reasonably priced for what you get. I think that our quality and the ingredients that we use are superior or as good as most. And then I also think our customer service and our availability, if something doesn't go right, or you need a refund, or you need to talk to somebody, I think those are all huge selling points for us. And I think, the remedy specific piece, right? So if you want to get something very specific to pain or sleep or that sort of thing, we've sort of dialed that in with the herbs and spices that we use and the quality of ingredients. It's kind of our selling point, where we're a little different than the average people.
Oh, I got you. I hear you. And what's the number one way you're currently bringing new customers?
That we're getting new customers?
Yeah, number one way.
Yeah, so online. So we have a website that people come to. We market to, we do a little bit of email marketing, but a lot of it is, we have the online portal, we're in some stores. So people are finding us online. That's where we're getting most of our people from. And then, just kind of marketing to them how we can through Facebook or email or that sort of thing.
And we anticipate with the rollout, sorry, Ryan, of our new products in the THC space with 1-to-1 gummies and so on and so forth in the state of Michigan should bring more brand recognition to it, which will hopefully in turn get some crossover from those cannabis consumers that wouldn't normally look for or not really care what brand of CBD they used. But if it's a name that's in both fields, it seems a little bit more realistic that they would choose ours over everybody else.
Oh, got it. And so I'm assuming too, kind of covered it too. So like, what role has the internet played in your business becoming more prevalent?
It depends. In the social media space, not much at all, because we can't. In the world of COVID, it was amazing because we were able to sell and have a storefront and not have to worry about not being able to get people in the door. So we offer free shipping on all of our products over $50, stuff like that. So that gave us the availability to still stay open and still operate, versus a lot of our retail stores that if we were retail based only, we would have suffered a lot more than we actually did. We were able to, the internet kind of saved us in reference to that.
Oh, got it. And if you had to take a look 6 months to a year down the line, where would you like to see Green Remedy CBD?
We'd like to be, we'd be happy if we're right where we're at. We're happy with what we have going on right now, but we definitely are striving to get better. We'd like to, obviously, we're moving into the THC market with our sister company and the partnership that we established there. And we're now opening up in other states. So we're starting to sell in Missouri. We're going to start seeing us in retail stores there, and a couple of other states down south that we're wrapping up some contracts in the next week or so. So we would like to, well, I would like to see Grand Remedy be on a multi-state level and thriving in the cannabis market.
Oh, awesome.
So we sell through our website to all 50 states. So that's easy, right? But we'd like to expand that footprint still. And yeah, to Mike's point, the retail operations in these different markets would be wonderful. But yeah, we are available and have sold in all 50 states through our online portal, and we'd like to see that continue to grow too, right? The online piece is a nice book of business for us, and we just want to continue to find different ways to attract new people and to grow that side of the house too.
And ideally too, what would your, like, as your business grows, like what would your like ideal day-to-day responsibilities be like for you guys? Is it more on the partnership side, product development? Where do you guys see yourself?
As far as I am concerned, and that's why we have such a good partnership. I speak for myself, and then Ryan always comes through, or vice versa, right? I'm more on the managerial side. We have some people that we're starting to bring in to help kind of with the ever flow of the day-to-day operations on Grand Remedy. Like Ryan said, we have multiple other companies, so someone's got to manage those too. So yeah, I would like to be more on the managerial side, more step back and bring some people into some good people that are educated and good in this space to be able to take the reins from us and move it forward.
Yeah, we're never going to let it go as far as have our hands on it. And I'm going to be more involved in, continue to set the brand standards and the brand recognition about what it looks like, our products that we use, the ingredients that we use, what the brand looks like. And that's going to become increasingly more important as we start expanding our footprint outside of things that we can see and touch every day. Right. So we can have a really tight control of it online, and we can see our stores, in our Michigan market, that's easy to visit. But as we're starting to expand to other states in the retail space, that piece is going to be ever important. So that's a role that I'll continue to play and probably have more of a hand in as we continue to grow and expand.
Oh, God. And when you guys launch your THC line, how many products are you starting with?
3, 4.
Yeah, 3 main products.
Back in our other conversation, right? We're not,
well, you'll
not
have your
48.
tinctures. Yeah, you'll have your tinctures, but there will be a couple of those. You'll have your gummies, but there will be a couple of flavors of those. You'll have pre-rolls that will come in a 1, 3, 5, and 7 pack. So 3 main products, but then the variations of those products I was counting those in my head, and yeah, Ryan's right. We'll just say 3. How about that?
Oh, it works. Oh, so you're just so based off, like, when you first started off, you're like, hey, like, when we watch THC, we'll just start with a few products.
Yeah, we're going to start with a few.
We're learning from our lessons, and we'll expand as available and as necessary.
Yeah. So yeah, tinctures, gummies, and pre-rolls. But as Mike said, there'll be different ones in each of those categories. But yeah, not.
And we're still kind of in the test market of edibles and lotions and creams and stuff like that in the THC space. I think that there's a lot of availability there. And as we brand it out in the THC space, just because there's because of the availability that we have through our other companies and affiliations with people that we do work with. We have a lot more opportunity there. So as the THC line builds out, we'll most likely roll those into the CBD only also.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, that's like the one interesting thing I see too with like on the edible side, a lot of the products are on the sweeter side. So like I'm always curious too to see there'll be more of a savory market opening up.
Yeah.
Could be.
Well, I'm a gluten-free guy. I'm a pretty health conscious individual, right? Like I would rather see things like you said that are less sugary and candy type and a little bit more realistically based.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think that's a really interesting market and a really interesting thing we're going to see in the next 2 to 5 years in CBD and in the THC world, right? So we're just touching the surface on what these products will do and how we're going to market them and what they're going to be, right? So right now we just eat a gummy, put it in chocolate, smoke it in various ways, right? There's so many different ways, or maybe drink it. There's so many different ways that you could manufacture and put cool products together for your consumers. So I think that's going to be a really interesting and exciting time in the next few years to see how that sort of shakes out and where it goes. And yeah, we're excited to experiment and play around with that.
Because I think a lot of gourmet chefs will like start infusing that into some of like their meals. Like your steak has like some like THC butter on there, or CBD butter, or your mashed potatoes has that.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity. I was at a golf outing 2 weeks ago where they had barbecue sauce, right? And somebody had infused barbecue sauce, right? Like it is you're going to see it in a lot of different spaces. We've seen it from all the way from shampoo to
to nebulizers, to inhalers, to everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's wide open. It's the wild, wild west when it comes to product design, which makes this guy right here really excited. He likes that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
a lot of fun stuff.
What advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about entering the CBD market or just the hemp space in general?
Get ready to grind. It's not an easy market. There's a lot of competition out here. It is, I hate to use the phrase again. I've already used it once, but it is a war of attrition, man. It is not, you are not going to get into it and be a millionaire by July 31st, right? It is a long battle, and you have to be prepared to make yourself stand out, be prepared to produce a quality product, and which kind of hurts that whole being a millionaire. You have to price it pretty efficiently, keep your cost of goods down in order to make your profitability numbers, because it's tight. It's tight out there right now.
Of course. And another curiosity as well too. Do you guys see yourself going into industrial hemp as well?
I'm not 100% sure on industrial hemp. We have a really good connection through a company that we do business with in other markets that is really good at that. And we've found that we can get really cheap pricing utilizing their really quality product. And we don't have to put a lot of money, time, or effort into it. And so getting ourselves down to that level, to the entry price, it would be very difficult, and it would take time for us to do that. So in the industrial hemp space, no, I don't foresee us getting into that space in the near future.
And that really kind of plays with your question you just asked earlier, right? I mean, I think it's relationships and it's partnerships, right? Like we've worked really hard to find good relationships for everything, right? So whether that's where we source our CBD, where we source our MCT oil, where we source our products, where we get all of our labels and our bottles and our packaging and the stores that we are in and the different things. So we've spent a lot of time and energy and money to just sort of work through all that. So it's not hey, we're going to just put this together and throw a label on it and people are going to magically buy it. It's a lot of work and relationships and building and doing things like, working with people like you and others to get our message out. But it's a really relational sales process, which is different than ice cream or coffee or other things, right? So it's different. It's different, and it's a long lead time for people to buy, because again, there's so much of it out there, but there's also a lot of mistrust and misinformation. So a lot of it is education. People need to know why you're better and why they should buy yours, or even if they should buy it, right? So there's hurdles on a lot of different levels that you kind of have to work through to educate the customer in a different way that in other industries and other markets that I've been a part of, you don't have that quite as much as you do in this space.
Yeah, I can answer that also with a lot of conferences and a lot of mistakes, Henry. We made a lot of mistakes, and that's
Right.
Okay. They cost us a lot of money, so did the conferences, but we learned so much information and we got so much data from both of them, and relationships, going back to what Ryan said, right? We were 4 conferences in before we found the right bottle people, right? So I truly believe that mistakes are your company's best friends, as long as you don't make them twice.
Oh, that's good to know. And how can somebody get hold of you?
You can utilize the website. It's Mike at grandremedycbd.com, Ryan at grandremedycbd.com. There's a 1-800 number on the website. I apologize, but I don't know it off the top of my head because I never call it. I'm sure it's in my phone underneath Grand Remedy 800 number, but yeah, those would be the best ways to get a hold of us. Or info at grandremedycbd.com also goes to both of us.
Oh, got it. So yeah, it's great having you guys on, and definitely once the THC line is out, you're more than welcome to be back on. We can.
Oh, we'd love to. Yeah.
We'd love to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Henry.
Thanks, Henry.